Imagine pouring your heart into your photography business for 5 years and still being invisible to Google. That was Beck Byron's reality until she revamped her website in just one weekend using my high converting Squarespace template. And now she's ready to launch her website with confidence, and she's implemented SEO so that it can start being found on Google. Stay with me because I'm going to break down exactly what she did and how you can do it too. So let's go. So Beck had a website that was showcasing her beautiful photos, but it was more or less an Instagram feed. And it wasn't converting. And not only that, she messaged me and she said, I am literally invisible to Google and my area is flooded with photographers. If that sounds like you, you're not alone. So as you can see, the website isn't bad, but it really isn't doing much in the way of like getting them to book with her or inquire. And so a couple things that I would say if you needed to change, these are like my top 5 things if you have a website that kind of looks like this. First of all, make sure that above the fold, so when they first land on the website, up here, you have a really strong call to action. You also want to explain in that tagline how you serve your audience. And if you're location specific, you want to make sure to put that in. They should know really clearly right off the bat who you are, what you do, who you serve. And if you can make it fun and engaging, of course, that's awesome as well. And then this was her services page. And as you can see, it laid out the prices, which honestly I love. Like, I don't want to have to inquire with every photographer. So I love that she put her pricing, but there was definitely ways that you can make it more cohesive. Her photos are beautiful, and this is just not showcasing that so well. The second fix that I would definitely suggest is breaking up this about page. So the text is broken up, which makes the readability really good, but this is all it was just a photo and some text. And so what are some elements that you can add in? Is it icons? Is it, other photos, maybe a scrolling type of graphic that showcases you and your personality? Do you love going on walks with your dog? Do you love running thousands of miles? Like, that's the type of thing that really people can relate to. And so just beefing up your about page a little bit more rather than just a photo and some text is really going to help with that conversion. And then at the end, you always want to have a call to action on every single page, one really clear call to action. So on this page, she really should have either going to her services page or going directly to her contact page. Okay, fix number 3 is SEO, search engine optimization. And if that is extremely overwhelming for you, think about what are just the small things that you can do. So she's a photographer. So for her, like the main thing is getting her images to be SEO optimized. So a lot of times like the alt text or the image file name might be img_123.jpg. Nobody is searching that on Google to find you, right? So you want to change it. And so she was a photographer in, I think it was like Mornington, I think it's how it said. So she put, Mornington family photo session, .jpg, or alt text would be really explaining what the image is, but then are there ways to incorporate in the alt text, like where the location is, things that people would search, whether it's, engagement photographer, whatever, that you want to try to add that in. Again, with the alt text, that's what the screen readers use. So you do want to explain exactly what the image is as well, but there are ways that you can add in some keywords. So that is one part of SEO optimization. Fix number 4 that she really worked on was working on her heading 1, H1, and heading 2. So figuring out what are the keyword phrases that people might use to search for you. And I have a whole process. If you guys want to go to the training below, I go through my SEO process. But figuring out those keyword phrases, I love using Uber Suggest, and then incorporating those into your heading 1 of every single page. So every page has a H1. It's a lot of times your biggest font. It doesn't have to be, but just to kind of distinguish. On Squarespace, it says H1. On Show it says it. So you should be able to find it. But making sure that it says exactly what the page is about, because if Google can't understand the site structure, it's not going to rank you. So add some keyword-rich H1s. And then also, I would say add some compelling meta descriptions to each and every page. So you can go into the back end of the SEO settings. If you don't do this, Google will automatically pull what it thinks the page is about. And I mean, Google's not dumb, so it does a decent job, but I would say going in and putting what you want it to know it as, whether it's like maybe your SEO title would be, for me, show it website designer dash Rebecca Reed Creative or whatever it is. And then the meta description really is engaging. And if I can add some keywords in, great. So that's fix number 4. And then fix number 5, so the last 3 fixes were all SEO related, is internal linking and then beefing up the copy to add more of those keywords. Couple ways that you can do this. So internal linking is when you're adding call to action buttons, you're linking to pages internally. Google loves that. Google also loves external linking. So if you write a blog post and you reference Canva, link to Canva, and then beefing up your website, you might say like, I'm a photographer. Like I just have photos. I don't know how to beef it up. Can you add an FAQ? Like that's a really great way to help your SEO and also help your potential clients stay on your website longer. The longer they're on your website, the more likely they are to, one, convert, but also Google to bump you up in rankings. All right, here is Beck's completed website. She did it in a weekend and she homeschools 2 kids. She did such a beautiful job with it. Even just like incorporating the typography that she chose really showcased her personality. And if you're like, I have no idea how to choose fonts and colors, again, I'm going to link the training below. It's really quick. It's like 30 to 40 minutes. And I go through exactly my process to figuring out your branding and then making a website that actually is going to convert. What do you need on the homepage to make it convert? And then I go through SEO because I just think it's so important. And so she has all of her pages laid out. It looks beautiful. She still has her pricing page, but it's just a little bit cleaner FAQ page and contact page. So if you guys are interested in learning more, go through the free training. Again, going to link it below.